Okay, today we're going to show you how to add skins and themes to your project. So the first step is to right-click on the project and then add an ASP.NET folder. You want the ASP.NET folder, not a normal folder, and then go and say add theme. And then you notice that that makes a new folder called app_themes, and underneath there it's going to put your theme folder. So the next thing we'll do is give this theme a name. I'm going to call it Spring. If you only have one, call it whatever you want. Okay, so this actually says I'm going to store some theme information, but it's not hooked up to my website yet. To hook it up to my website, I need to come down and edit my web config file. And in the web config file, you're going to look for a pages start element. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be one in here already. So rather than adding this myself, which would cause an error, find this pages start element, and then come inside here, hit the space bar, and the thing we want to add is the theme attribute. So we'll say theme equals, and then make this match the name that you added here for your theme. So this way, if you have multiple themes, you can change it, which one your website's used, just by changing this pages start tag. Okay, so this says I've got a theme, but so far I've got nothing in my theme. And what is a theme? Well, a theme is a way of saying I've got all these appearance items that I want to use, and we've got two types of appearance items. So I'm going to click on my theme folder and add a new item, and it's going to limit me here. You notice I don't have all my choices, but I'm going to add a skin file or a style sheet. So in this case I'm going to add a skin file, and a skin file is where we control the appearance of all the ASP.NET controls. So things like calendars, grid views, whatever. Okay, so why is half of my stuff missing out of my toolbox here? Oh, I'm sorry, because I'm here. So let me start over on this. Let me go to some page somewhere, and I'm going to drop a control on here. And I'm going to do the calendar control because that'll be real easy to see. So I'll come here to the standard control part of the list, and I will grab a calendar and put it on here. And if we go and look at the calendar, it's kind of vanilla. We can come up here and talk to Rob and do an auto format on it and make it look, let's see something we can really see. So we're going to change the formatting. We'll say OK. So my calendar looks like this. So the whole point of the skins is that if I had multiple calendars, several pages that had calendars, I want all my calendars to look the same. So I'm going to go to this. The way that I do that is I go to the source, I find the calendar control, and I copy the code. So I've got this calendar that I formatted. Then I go to the skin file, and down here after all the comments, I paste this in. After I paste this in, I cut out just the ID. I leave everything else. And that's pretty much it. So now, let me save everything here. I can make another page. Just add a web form here. And I'm just going to drop a calendar control on this page. So I put the calendar control on here. And if we look at this in design view, it looks like the vanilla calendar. But when I run this, it's going to combine the information from the skin file, take that information, all the appearance stuff, stick it with the calendar on this page. So my calendar will now look like the calendar in the skin file. Just the appearance. So I've changed the appearance stuff. So you notice again, this calendar looks like this, like the one I formatted on the other page, but I didn't format this one. If I look at this one, it looks like the vanilla calendar. So again, the steps for doing that, let's just delete this page. The steps for creating a skin is, let's go to this junk page and we'll put another control on here. So I did it with the calendar. Let's do it with one other type of control. Let's just do a button. We'll put the button on there, and then I'm going to come over here to the properties for this button, and I'm going to change its foreground color to red. And let's take a look at this and see what we got going. So you notice the text is red, and let's change the background color so it won't be gray anymore. Let's make it kind of a yellow, and then that'll be enough. Okay, so again, I get the button the way that I want it to look. Then I come in here, I copy that code for that button, I go to my skin file, and I paste it in. And the only thing I take out of here is the ID, because this code's going to be crammed together with the code for the actual button. And if we have the ID in there, the button's going to end up having two IDs, and it's going to throw an error. So again, paste this in here, delete the ID, and then I'm going to make a new page, and I'll drop a button on this page. And then again, when we look at it, it's going to look like a generic button, but when we run this, there it is, my button's formatted. It's got the yellow and red. So that's all there is to making skins. So a skin holds control, so ASP.NET controls, things that you pull off of here, out of all these sections of the toolbox, the standard, data, validation, navigation, login. You would format those using a skin. What we use CSS for, that's the other part of a theme, is a CSS file. Well, let me come in here and I'll add a new item, and this time I'll add a style sheet. This is where we can do things that we did, for those who know that CSS, that we did before. So I can do something like here on the body, so it'll be inherited to all my elements. But if I make font, family, and set this to Arial, and let's make the size big too, so font size 3M, so all my text will be very big. I can do this in here, and then any page that I have, if I put text on it, so any text I put on here, again, if I look at this in design view, I probably won't see it, but when I run this, I'll make sure and save my CSS file here. So when I run this page, the button will pick up the code from the skin, but you notice all my text picks up properties from the theme, or from the CSS file. So again, a theme consists of both skins and CSS files. The CSS file, think of this as a file that we would normally import into my master page, but I don't have to do it. If I just stick it in here and say use this theme, all my CSS files are imported automatically. So again, I can come in here and put whatever I want. I can do the body stuff. I can do class things. I can do IDs, whatever I want to do in here. But this will automatically be, it's like it's imported into every page. And then to make a new theme, what I'm going to do is, again, click on this app themes, add a new folder, and I can only choose a theme. So I could make a winter theme. And then again, in this winter theme, I could include skin files and style sheets. So if I wanted to change the appearance of my entire site, at least the controls and the CSS, I would build a new theme, and then to switch over, I'd come here to my web config, changes to winter, then any page that gets loaded up after this would use the winter theme. Then one last thing, within the skin files, well, actually within the theme itself, you can have multiple skin files. So I could have a separate skin file for every control. I could call this calendar.skin, and I could have a button.skin, and a datagrid.skin, and a detailsview.skin. But rather than doing that, I personally put all my controls in the same file. So it's up to you. You can have a separate file for each control. You can divide this up however you want. As long as they're in the theme file, they'll be picked up. That's all there is to it.